between Monmouth and Iona. They split the season series. It was a low-scoring affair, to put it mildly, back on January 11th, 36-33, a win for Iona. Then Monmouth got the second meeting, 56-50. Hawks take control to start in the road blues. Iona, in the home whites as we get underway. And a turnover early here for the Hawks, as that one just off the hands of Taylor Nason.
Well, and you look at the Hawks, they have to pound the ball inside to Alexa Middleton. Iona really doesn't have an answer. They're going to have to double-team the post. But in their last game, they scored 38 points in the paint out of their 56. So they're going to have to pound the ball inside and really take care of the basketball.
And these are two teams that have struggled to score the basketball, as we'll get a clean look here to triple, and that's off the top of the backboard. Stays inbounds, and Iona can regroup.
And Iona runs a lot of high screen and rolls, and Monmouth has done a nice job defending their high screen action. But both teams, as you said, challenge a little bit offensively all year long. And
some unforced errors here to start. Monmouth dribbling in the bounds, and now the turnover here, the travel by Tori Lesko, the redshirt junior.
And the other thing with Iona is they have to create pace today, Greg. They have to get up and down the floor and play a full 90-foot game today and pick this pace up against Monmouth.
Hawks trying to run a little bit of a weave here. It's taken away. Chameleon. Gales on the move. A little hesitation. Triple is up and an air ball. And nothing there for the Gales. Nice idea. Execution wasn't there.
Oh, absolutely. Ray Q is one of the best three-point shooters in the conference. And especially in transition, it's hard to defend the three in transition. But you see already, both teams are having a little trouble shooting. It's different in a bigger arena. You got to love being down here in Boardwalk Hall, though. It's a great setting for these MAAC championships.
Yeah, first year after many years in Albany, making the move down to Atlantic City, New Jersey. Boardwalk Hall, longtime previous host of the A10 men's basketball tournament. And now hosting MAAC men's and women's action day one. First quarter action here. We're scoreless between Monmouth and Iona. Rosa Graham directing traffic. Shot clock to 5 for the Hawks. Graham, she'll find Nason. Wide open set shot. Had a clean look and unable to hit from distance.
Again, trying to push pace here if you're Iona. And I love the trailer shooting the three.
And you mentioned the pace. That's what Iona has looked to do here early on. They are quickly moving the ball down the court. Now, it has led to some turnovers. You see the dribble out of bounds here under the basket.
The interesting thing about Monmouth's season is they're in the top of the league defensively, right? First in scoring defense, first in field goal percentage defense, and last in scoring offense and last in field goal percentage. So you don't want to play them in a half-court game. They're outstanding defensively, and you want to get them in mismatches in full-court setting.
Nason, an offensive foul, went hard to the bucket, but Lesko standing in to draw the charge. You mentioned the offensive numbers. Iona comes in averaging 52.6 points per game. They're allowing about 10 more than that, 62.5. Monmouth right there with them. They're averaging about 50.5 points per game, allowing 57.1 points per game. So it may not be the most thrilling basketball, but one of these teams is going to excel if it can stay in the 40s or 50s.
Oh, absolutely, and it's come down to like runs at the end of both of their games. In the first game, Monique Barfield hit some threes to get some separation in their first outing. And again, it was like 36-33, but just a few points created that. In the second game, Monmouth went on an 11-0 run in the last minute and a half to pull that game out. So, again, you don't have to score a lot of points. You just have to have more than your opponent.
To put it quite simply, that was Morgan Rakew last time down, the senior, trying to get the Gales on the board. We are still scoreless here in the first quarter. Zelaya looking to change that. Too strong off the back. We're in. Tori Lesko has been aggressive. The forward out of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, snagging another rebound.
And you want to see if you can't get Chameleon into this game a little bit, get her some drive action to the rim. And right there, you see how they stretch you out defensively with that high pick and roll. I think Iona has to attack their big and go at the hip of the big and try to draw some fouls and at least get to the free throw line.
Cheyenne Moy now will come on for Iona, so both teams getting into their bench. Drive now, Chameleon. Nothing there, and they'll work it back out. Shot clock under 7 minutes to go. First quarter, floater on the way, no good, but a foul. Strong drive by Moy, the sophomore, who came in off the bench and went right to work.
And she's a spark for Iona. She's started at times this year, but a real spark for this Iona Gales team off the bench. She can stretch you, shoot the three, but I like when she mixes her game up and puts it on the floor and draws some fouls.
For a team that averages a little over 50 points per game, she, as you said, first off the bench, averaging around 9 points per game, so has been an instant offense type person.
And they've needed that. And again, they'll put her in to get some offense. Her defense is coming along. Has been working at that all year. Actually played really well against St. Peter's, even though they lost at the end of the year. She played spectacularly at St. Peter's, and that's what they'll hope is going to continue today in this first round game. And
we are on the board. Moy connecting with that first free throw, so Iona with the 1-0 lead. Hawks looking to answer. Green with a floater, and Monmouth quickly takes the advantage back. Sierra Green's on the board now.
Well, she's a big guard. She can score in a multitude of ways, right? A little hook at the rim. She can shoot the three, as we said early on, but Monmouth is going to need her. Oh, that's definitely a push-off.
Offensive foul, an easy call there on Becerra Perez. And a nice job by Rosa Graham to guard that and draw it.
Yeah, the guards from Monmouth can really defend the basketball. And that's a rare commodity these days, right? Because of the hand check rule. If you can keep the ball in front of you, that's why they've been so good defensively this year.
Open jumper on this end. Zelaya, they've given her that look a couple of times, this time back iron and away.
Well, she's 1 of 16 at 3. And you can see strategy already. Nice drive.
Yeah, Gales are happy to let Zelaya let fly from distance. Good defense here by the Hawks. Monmouth breaks out now, and in the backcourt, a foul you don't want to pick up. Camille Leone trying to stop the progress.
Now that's just, I think, a silly foul at 85 feet. That first foul on you can make a difference, later in the game. If that becomes your third or fourth, and you shouldn't have picked that up in the first 4 minutes of the game.
And you look at those plays and you just think percentages. What are the odds you're going to pick the pocket there and go the other way? It's tough.
Exactly.
Kick out. Here's Zelaya now. And for a moment thought she got away with the push-off. The charge is called as she was trying to go baseline, and another offensive foul.
And that's Lesko's second charge in the first 5 minutes of this game. Let's see if she's got. She might have been moving a little bit, but got two shoulders. I thought she was moving her feet, but probably called the offensive foul on the arm extension more than any body contact.
Especially visible there for the officials, even on the far side, as Lucy Thomas has come on now for Monmouth. The question of if she'd be able to go today. You can see her right ankle has a fairly large brace, but she is here, looked good in warm-ups, making some movements lateral up and down. She's in. Now here come the Hawks. Green losing control to the floor, a tie-up, and a jump ball is the call.
And just speaking of Lucy Thomas, a key component to this Monmouth team, missed 5 games because of the injury. We'll see now, again, coming back in. Sometimes it changes the chemistry on the floor, even though it's a really important player. It can change some chemistry on the floor for the Hawks.
Thomas, a sophomore, she was an All-MAAC preseason third-team selection, and that was a huge get for the Hawks to keep her home. She was a standout at St. Rose and of Ocean, New Jersey. To get her to not go away was big for Monmouth. Takeaway here. Rosa Graham on the move. Graham, full head of steam, 1-on-2, flips it up. No layup, but a foul is called. She'll go to the line.
Again, you have to be smarter if you're want a Camille Leone. That's your second foul. So important to your team. You try to run underneath, and she brushed her with the body. That's a good call. That's her second foul. Now she's going to have to go to the bench this early in the first quarter. And again, that you just have to be smarter. There's, give up 2 points and not the foul there.
Yeah, just 5:09 left in this first quarter. And to your point, already 2 fouls on one of Iona's best players. And now Rosa Graham to the line.
And you talk about now, here you go. Now Cheyenne Moy is going to be even more important now, right? But, for Juana to be off the floor right now, she's a tremendous player defensively as well as at the offensive end of the floor. So we'll see if Iona can make some adjustments here. They don't really have a post-up game. They have to spread you out. Let's see if Monmouth can't take advantage with Camille Leone on the bench.
Hawks have pulled ahead here 4-1 as we near the 5-minute mark in this first quarter. Ray Q, someone Iona would like to get on track as well, and that passes off the mark as Becerra was cruising down the lane looking for the cross-court dish. It was off the mark, and we will get our first timeout. Under 5 minutes to go, first quarter, Monmouth out to the early lead here in their home state. MAAC tournament action after this timeout returns.
can't believe it. That child really was raised by wolves.
Which one's your mother?
Oh, that's her right there.
Oh, my gosh.
No. I can't believe how easy it was to save hundreds of dollars on my car insurance with Geico. It's really great.
Well, I'm just so glad to have met your beautiful family, and we better be sitting down now.
Believe it, Geico could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
MAAC is comprised of 11.
Play here in the MAAC tournament. Second game of the day. Monmouth and Iona. Hawks out to their early lead, 4-1.
Well, let's see if they don't try to go inside of Middleton here. Oh.
And just as you say that, how prophetic. They were pouring it right in.
Well, she has no touches in the first 5 minutes of the game. And again, that Monmouth has hurt Iona, just pounding it inside. Now, obviously, they're trying to front and back Middleton, but you still have to try to go inside and get her the basketball.
Turnover's an issue early. 6 for Iona, 5 for Monmouth in the early stages. Here's Thomas, a little turn and face. Just off the mark, and Raiku there for the rebound.
Now you have Wallace, one of the better defenders for Monmouth, on Raiku, who's a tremendous shooter. It's a fun matchup to watch.
Here it is, Raiku now dealing with Green. Shot clock to 8. Becerra Perez turning the corner. Dangerous pass. It'll be Raiku with the shot clock winding down. A much-needed triple, and we're even at 4.
And right there, Green goes after the steal and leaves Raiku open. Just want to keep her in front of you. She had quick release on her 3.
Raiku, 41% from downtown this season. On the other end, that's off the mark from Alexa Wallace, who's come on, the sophomore from Wheatley Heights, New York.
Now, Iona's chosen not to play Wallace outside and not to play, their bigs outside and really help out in the post and suffocate the Middleton inside.
And that just shows you the respect they have for that low post game of Monmouth. Let's go now. Gale's looking for 2 in a row, not to be. Akila Jennings pushing ahead.
Yeah, Raiku's not even paying attention to Wallace outside.
Ooh. Bank shot. Sierra Green will take it from deep.
You have to call that before you shoot it.
You do. We're close to the court. She may have said it. 7-4 Monmouth in front.
Now, she can pose a lot of problems if she gets hot because she can put points on the board really quickly.
On the other end, beautiful drive right down Main Street, just off the mark from Moy, and now Green breaks out. Green, a double dribble. Little indecision there. Thought about the pull-up, thought about the crossover.
Yeah, just be aggressive with the basketball. Right there in the open court. She just needed a little maybe shake and bake and go by and get to the hole there.
Or the way she can shoot it,
pull
up from deep.
Yeah. If I just hit the bank, I'd probably have been spotting up at 3.
Hawks back to their bench. Nason will return, and Lucy Thomas will take a seat. Also, Laura Simmons has come on, and Sierra Green will get a short breather.
Yeah, since Thomas is out, Simmons has seen more time on the floor and given Monmouth terrific minutes, scoring the ball, rebounding the ball.
Moy off the mark from 3. And you mentioned Simmons, typically known for her defense, great at the steals, but with injury comes opportunity. She's taken advantage.
Well, you tell your team, be ready when your opportunity calls, and just be ready.
Jennings for 3, almost another bank shot triple. Off the mark, Gales now on the attack.
They had Raiku on the left wing wide open. No one was guarding her. They didn't find her.
Juana Camillion carrying 2 fouls, sitting out for the moment. Sarah Perez, difficult shot. The lefty on the drive, able to hit.
That's a big bucket for Iona, and if she can get to the rim and score a little bit here with Camillion on the bench, that'll be... Coach Chambers will love that.
A whistle down low as they were looking inside. Middleton was getting position.
Now, if you love low post basketball, you love Middleton because she's a big who works to get position early in the possession. And right there, Williams trying to do her job by playing, again, early defense and not giving her the block, but you can't shove her up the lane.
Middleton goes 6'2" and difficult down low as that shot is off the mark. An easy catch for Lesko. Monica Bearfield is on, running point for the moment. Now Moy.
Yeah, she hurt Monmouth at Monmouth with a couple of threes late in the game to give Iona separation.
Raiku fading from three and hitting. A beautiful triple from Morgan Raiku.
She has one of the prettiest jumpers in the league and a quick release.
Top 15 in the conference in scoring and rebounding and showing the ability from the outside. Under a minute to play, first quarter, 9-7 Iona in front. Jennings looking for Middleton. That slides right past her. The angle wasn't there. It's picked off by Lesko. Lesko spinning to the bucket. Up fake, scoop shot, got it to go.
That's a terrific play and a better finish from Lesko on the drive.
Seemed as if Iona was stuck on 1 point forever. Now they've come to life. Ahead 11-7, final possession for the Hawks, more than likely in this first quarter. Shot clock is off. 12 seconds left. You get the idea, trying to go to Middleton, but they're forcing those passes. It's a takeaway. Gales will have one more bite at the apple here in this first quarter. 2 seconds left. They got to go. Lesko heaving from three. That's an air ball, but Iona finishing this first quarter strong after us here as they try and work their way back. Monmouth coming into the tournament off of that heartbreaking loss against Ryder, 50-49. A silver lining, it showed they could play with the very best team in the league, but it was a brutal way to end their regular season.
Coach Craig said the same exact thing, gave this team confidence coming into the tournament, playing against the top team in the league. Thought they had the W with Jennings making a layup under a second.
Air ball there from distance by Moy. Yeah, Akila Jennings connecting, thinking the game winner. Celebration, they go to review. And that leads to Amari Johnson hitting with time expiring for the Ryder Bronx.
Congratulations to Ryder. Obviously, first ever MAAC championship, regular season championship, and they've had a terrific season.
Nicely done. Rosa Graham right down the lane. Countered and one.
That time Monmouth lifted Middleton to the high post, and that gave the drive some space. Great use of the dribble and better body control from Graham.
Graham, the senior, able to take it right to the cup and just stepping through, only goes 5'7", so among some taller players, but can't finish on the three-point play. So it'll stay 11-9 in favor of Iona. Early stages here, second quarter. Couple of dribble handoffs here for the Gales as they get their offense in gear in this second quarter. Bearfield picked up her dribble, nowhere to go. Williams now, who just came on an air ball. It's Deja Williams, unable to hit from the baseline. Hawks now on the move. Green has time. Let it fly from three. Sierra Green hitting.
You got to find Green in transition at the three-point line, but that bucket was created by great perimeter defense by Monmouth.
And a 12-11 lead for the Hawks. They've now pulled back in front. Monmouth on a 5-0 run. They had trailed 11-7. But Raiku, long on the triple, has two, is looking for another. Lesko clearing the offensive glass.
If I'm Monmouth, Iona, I'm going back to that pick and pop because no one guarded Raiku. She's wide open for that three.
Plenty of time. Lesko stumbling as she turns the corner. Hawks were looking for a carry as she went around the pick, but a foul instead.
Now, Monmouth's doing a great job on these dribble handoffs, playing the ball, making people go east-west here. She got tripped up down below.
That was Jen Loro defending on the drive.
Another Jersey Shore girl that Monmouth kept home. And you talk about two St. Rose players on this Monmouth team. And Oh, great step through.
Just couldn't finish at the bucket. So close for Paula Weeks. Honored this week as an all-MAAC rookie team selection.
Well, playing the 4 spot, smaller, and you have to make sure she's going off the dribble against the bigs from Monmouth.
Thomas had time, could not hit from the elbow, but it'll stay right here. A foul will go against Iona, and that's the power of Middleton wreaking havoc down low on the glass.
Yeah, Middleton's going up for a rebound. A lot of people don't understand. You can't ride a player out, and you'll watch Weeks ride Middleton out of here on this box out. As the shot goes up, see how she's riding her all the way under the basket. That's a foul, and you can't displace the rebounder in that fashion.
Pull-up jumper deflected. Good follow. And Jennings cleaning up her own miss.
Hey, offensive reboundings, your putbacks are 90% layup. So if you're not making shots, Monmouth, you got to go rebound the basketball.
Jennings, the transfer from UC Santa Barbara, goes way back with Coach Jody Craig. Played for her at Foothill College a couple of years ago. Overpass and a takeaway for Thomas. They were looking to get Weeks involved down low.
And against Ryder, Jennings played the way Coach Craig thought she would play for this Monmouth Hawk team. More aggressive offensively and just feeling more confident on the floor.
Thomas now getting in the mix. The short pull-up jump is good. And a timeout called by Iona as Monmouth has...
They've taken Middleton off the block, put her up in the high post, and given the Hawks a chance to get to the rim, and then they've hit the offensive glass for some scores as well.
We talked about it previously. If the Hawks could start to knock down some jump shots, that would open things up, and it has. And now a takeaway here. Monmouth has it back as Sala Capite has come on.
Again, had opportunity, Sala, when Thomas was out, and did a nice job rebounding, defending for the Hawks.
Long range attempt there, just inside the three-point line from Laura was off the mark. Well, you mentioned early on that when these two teams played, it was who can make a run, and we saw Iona make a nice little surge, Ray Q a couple of threes, and now it's Monmouth's turn.
Let's see if you can't get Ray Q jumper again.
Instead, inside to Weeks. Draws a crowd, timer to 3. Great fake by Lesko. Got rid of the defense, couldn't finish. Ray Q down low. Tough interior passing, tried to shovel it off to Weeks, and the Hawks were all over it.
Move the ball here if you're Monmouth. Good back door. Oh, Laurel had the back door there.
That was there. Instead, long range from Alexa Wallace. Middleton on the offensive glass. And now she'll go to work just bodying down low. Can't finish. And then can't track down her own rebound. And now Iona looking to run. Moy to the cup. Can't get the roll. And Capite, the freshman from Lithuania, is there for the board.
Yeah, right now we're playing at Monmouth's pace where they can slow the game down a little bit, rely on their defense, and get opportunities offensively, and they've taken advantage of them.
Whole host of subs waiting at the scorer's table. Among them, Juana Camillion for Iona. Meanwhile, an air ball on the try from Jennings from the outside. Hawks will bring back 3 as well, including Thomas, Green, and Graham.
Yeah, and I like this move by Coach Chambers. She's your best player in Camillion. You got to give her some time on the floor. Hopefully she's going to play smarter, not commit some of the fouls that she had committed in that first 5 minutes of the game. But, you know, you're down 5. There's no tomorrow. You got to put her on the floor and at least give your team some chance here.
Well, and you have to understand, too, in a matchup like this, points are going to come at a premium.
Exactly.
So this is not going to be a game in the 80s where you can try and make it up later. You get down 5 or 7, that could be a real problem.
Well said.
Good follow under the bucket. 2 cracks at it. Gales can't connect. That was Gabrielle Joseph, the sophomore, battling in close.
And Iona staying on the board. They just can't convert on second chance points. Now pressure has really hurt Monmouth throughout the year. Iona's press hurt them in both games.
You mentioned the Gales shooting the ball. 4 for 20. Green shooting it herself and hitting. Sierra Green has another from beyond the arc.
The danger of the press is sometimes you can't find people back in transition when you transition out of it. Yeah, that's the second time that Iona has not found Green at the three-point line.
She has 3 triples now. This is part of a 12-0 run for the Monmouth Hawks. Under 4 to play, first half action. Who wants it for Iona?
Yeah.
Shot clock to 2. Camille Leone with time winding down. That one circled the rim. And then out, Ray-Q comes up with the board. She has time, sets her feet, and hits.
Ooh, much needed bucket from Ray-Q for Iona, but that's just hustle staying on the offensive glass.
That Ray-Q triple snaps a 12-0 Monmouth run.
Again, you want the pace if you're Iona. You want to speed up this Monmouth offense, make them take quicker shots.
Graham to the hoop. Driving layup. High speed and able to connect.
Oh, nicely done. I love that she uses the glass. If more players use glass, they'd score more often.
The fundamentals, we were talking about it before this one got started. Ray-Q feeling it from deep. Off the side rim, and a foul under the bucket as Green was in close to box out.
Yeah, but credit Capite on that, right? She just got out and just enough to stretch the floor on Ray-Q, make her shoot the ball a little further out than she wanted to. It's a terrific hedge defensively.
And on the other side, have no problem with Ray-Q letting it fly. You're trying to generate offense. You've made a couple of these.
Green light all night long for Morgan.
Under 3 to play, second quarter. Monmouth leading Iona 21-14. Green double teamed at midcourt. Gets rid of the defenders, and Hawks now can work back with 10 on the shot clock. Destiny Jackson with 7. A fight for it, and a new shot clock now, resetting to 20 for the Monmouth Hawks. 2.5 to play, first half.
Monmouth's one of the better offensive rebounding teams in the league. They're third. They get over 13.5 a game.
Offensive foul. Alexa Wallace put her head down, driving to the basket.
3 charges that Iona has picked up. They're doing some terrific things, but they're just not converting at the other end, and you credit the perimeter defense of Monmouth. Look at this drive here. Square it up. Put her shoulder into her. That's a good call.
Cheyenne Moy standing in to draw that charge. Gales on the offensive end right now. Just 5 for 23. And that won't count either, a travel. That's their 10th turnover. Monmouth not much better with 9 turnovers, but both teams have not been lighting it up. Monmouth just slightly better as they're shooting at 32%, so about a 10% difference from the field. Backcourt pressure, Hawks able to advance. And then Mason tripped up, and that should be number 3 on Camille Leone.
That's 3. Again, I might question that foul. Camille Leone was straight up. I mean, I don't know if she just fell, but we'd have to see that again. But, you know, that's dangerous right there. And Camille Leone just got to get out of the way completely. Well, that's 3, and that'll be... You got to play with 3 if you're the best player. Just got to play that way.
We'll see how much time they can buy her on the bench. Green tries to shovel to Middleton, ends up with Wallace, and that was everything but down for Alexa Wallace. 21-14. Hawks in the lead as we work towards halftime. Lesko, big fake. And then a no-look. Ray-Q's gone a bit cold, can't knock down the last couple, but now a 3 from Moy. A fight for it, and Nason finally ends this Iona possession.
Yeah, second chance points for Iona, just not coming for. They're rebounding the ball offensively, just not making any shots right now. Oh.
Offensive foul, much to the dismay of Sierra Green on the illegal screen. Jen Laura returning now for Monmouth.
See defensively here what happened here if it's a moving screen. Yeah, you can't move. I mean, you have to stay still.
Yeah, dip that left shoulder in.
You just have to. It's such an easy call for an official when you're doing that. Nice pass.
Great look, beautiful, down low and connecting in close. Gabrielle Joseph with under a minute to play, first half.
But that's better ball movement, spreading the floor out, and a great cut and finish to the rim.
Middleton getting fronted down low. It'll come to Loro. She'll hit from downtown. Jen Loro connecting from beyond the arc.
Big shot from Loro. Iona's doing a great job on Middleton, and Monmouth players are stepping up making shots in this second quarter.
That's her 23rd triple on the year. Good for second on this Monmouth team. 25 seconds to play now, first half. Nason stepping in front, and she was off to the races, but first a foul. And so the foul will go against Iona after Nason completed the steal. They'll say Lesko got in her way. And
I think they called a foul. They called a foul on Monmouth on the steal. So I was waiting to see with the replay. That's a foul on Monmouth coming in for the steal.
Yeah, on the initial call, thinking, well, Nason makes the steal and Lesko gets tangled up with her, but not the case. So it'll stay with Iona with 21.5 seconds left.
Yeah, just take the last shot, go into half, either, with a 3 or a 2 here, and get some momentum going your way if you're Iona. Great
Sarah
switch.
Perez to Lesko on the drive. Little step through, so strong on that move.
Great ball fake and a finish for Lesko. She's had a terrific first half.
Final moments here in the first half. With time winding down, the jumper is not there for Destiny Jackson. And we've come to the end of the first half in this first round matchup between Monmouth and Iona. Hawks went on a 12-0 run to take control. Gales coming to life on this beautiful up and under move. Tori Lesko keeping her squad in the mix. We're at the half here in AC. Strong run in the second quarter to build this advantage. Iona coming to life late in that second quarter, and here we are now, a 6-point gap between the two. Ray Q looking to change that. Just off the rim, Lesko crashing the glass, unguarded, lays it in.
Yeah, but I like the movement and bringing Ray Q from another part of the floor that's hard for people to guard her coming off of screens.
Lesko has been valuable. Thomas now the baseline jump. That's long, and Lesko doesn't get that rebound, but she created the box out to allow for the easier rebound.
She's such a leader on this team, their vocal leader as well as physically, a physical player and an emotional player for Iona.
A little around the back fun there to Camille Ione. Gets tied up. Green comes up with it, a double dribble. She was caught up with her own teammate.
Yeah, Lucy Thomas has had a couple of really open looks tonight. It seems like her timing might just be a little bit off shooting the basketball. But there's open shots, and those are shots that she's capable of knocking down.
Well, we mentioned coming back from the injury, and you might be physically ready to run and jump and do all those things, but to your point, the timing isn't always there. Opening minute, third quarter. Camille Ione probing that defense. She'll find Ray Q. Back to work. It's a long two-pointer for Morgan Ray-Q.
But, Morgan Ray-Q reads screens so well. That time, the defensive player tried to shoot the gap on the defense, and she flared to get herself open. So, a great read and a better screen by Lesko.
The senior from Marathon, Wisconsin. Able to connect for another long-range jumper. Hawks go down to Middleton, and it's too strong. Lesko with the rebound. Middleton hasn't been needed as much in the post-up threat as the Hawks have been so effective from the outside.
Well, they sent 3 people at Middleton to just get her timing off a little bit there, but she's got to be strong, and she's got size on these Iona players. She has to just square up and shoot the basketball.
Paula Weeks, she's been quiet, going with the left scoop, and Middleton affecting that with her defense.
Yeah, her length, she's blocked a lot of shots for Monmouth during the course of her career.
Quick 4-0 run by Iona to cut this down to a 2-point game. Backdoor Middleton off the head of Lesko. A scramble. It comes back to Middleton. Counted and one. Broken play, and the Hawks take advantage.
That's just good hustle by the Hawks and misfortune for Iona. But, you stay in the play, you stay around the basketball. Again, Middleton just staying in this play. It's good defense by Iona. Good hands. Sometimes you disrupt offense by deflections. Great cut. Everybody's scrambling for the ball. Just a mishandle. But give Middleton credit, right? She's not seen the ball all night long, but she's still on the offensive glass and staying in play. And if you could teach players not to hang their head, they can really have an effect on their team, and Middleton's doing that right now.
A fight for it here as Middleton's free throw just draws iron. Credit to Capite for pulling that one down, and then a beautiful steal, picking the pocket. The Gales are on the move. Sierra Green was on the drive. On the other end now, the triple off the front rim. It's a race for it, and Capite's there again.
You'll take those shots in transition, though. That's wide open jumper, and that's a pace I believe Coach Chambers would like to play at.
Chant for defense goes out from the Iona faithful, and a travel.
One thing you try to teach players with all the traveling going on, you have to rip the ball lower because you have to see the ball before the foot, and a lot of times they're ripping it high, and it's just an easy call for an official.
Adriana Zelaya is back. This is a veteran Monmouth team, 10 returners in this 2019-2020 campaign. Zelaya, a senior, one of them. Raycu's bumped. Loro committing the foul.
Hey, can't touch the ball handler when she's dribbling the ball towards the rim. Again, these are, points of emphasis. Watch is coming off a screen. Great closeout. And she just stuck out her knee, and that's a foul.
Officials on top of it. Under 7 to play, third quarter. Camilio now.
Ooh.
Lesko trying to make something happen. Shot clock to 4. It's Lesko's turn. So good on the up fake, but then blocked. Thomas coming across for the rejection.
Great awareness defensively to block that shot.
Jennings swooping to the hoop. Can't get it to go. Thomas, a battle. Last touch by the Gales.
And not a lot of points put on the board, but not from a lack of effort. A lot of hustle on both teams' parts. And again, in each time each team has won, it's whatever team can get that last run and get a little separation offensively can pull out a W here today.
And we're right there in that range. It's a 4-point game.
Exactly.
This is a game where someone can make a run and go. Green. Excellent defense from Camillion. Forces her to pick up the dribble. Thomas getting great position and just forcing that one up through Lesko to draw the foul.
Hey, just strong build and dribble back. Wow, what did they call? I thought they called a foul.
That's what I thought as well.
Didn't they call a foul?
And the initial signal was a foul on Lesko into the basket. But now it's been ruled a turnover on Monmouth. And the ball back to Iona, so we'll try and determine what that call was momentarily. Right through the 5-hole, trying to spot Moy in front of the Iona bench.
Just have to, again, it's passing and catching, right? Fundamental basketball, and passing and catching. And right now, both teams are having a little bit of a rough time and getting some turnovers because of it.
And this is how we started this basketball game in the first place. It was a dribble out of bounds, a turnover, a travel, those sorts of things. Green stepping back, long range. Sierra Green cans another.
You're going to have to play her at NBA range because you see the look on her face right now. She's feeling it.
That's her 4th three-pointer. Green typically 29% from 3. Not today. 4 for 4. Good look down low and a foul.
Lesko shot fakes as well as anybody in the league, and that's drawing people, getting them off their feet, and creating offense for Iona.
That head fake, you're right, has been devastating.
Love it. Look at this. Little ball fake. Great dish. I love the bounce pass. And foul at the rim.
Laurel, the guilty party. Here's free throws for Gabrielle Joseph. Joseph, a sophomore. We told you all about Monmouth being full of returners. Iona full of underclassmen.
Exactly.
10 freshmen and sophomores on this group.
Well, and that's why the coaching staff is excited about the future of Iona basketball. Some really terrific players, and obviously a lot more to grow as players. So this obviously offseason will be really important to this. And Iona's not worried about offseason right now. They want to play a couple more days.
Trying to make a run here in Atlantic City.
They did it last year. Got a couple games here last year and really set themselves up to have a much better season.
Lesko puts on the brakes. And a 3-second violation, so was able to hold that pivot, but had to make a move. And we'll have a timeout called, a media break with under 5. Visit HerculesTires.com.
Now, Iona coming out in some pressure. They have to find Green.
They don't. From deep. Got it. Sierra Green, another.
She's making Iona pay for pressing. That's a second 3 she's hit after Iona has pressed them in this game.
17 points, a game high, 5 from downtown.
That's just a mental lapse.
And then an air ball. Camille trying to answer. Zelaya onto the court, a tie-up, and the arrow is in favor of the Monmouth Hawks.
Iona has, Camille has not been on the floor a lot for Iona, has not really got herself engaged offensively. And again, if you're in foul trouble, it gets you disjointed as you're moving through the game. There's no rhythm, and Camille is going through that right now.
Double team. Jennings cutting through everybody. Akila Jennings able to hit. So the Hawks now doing it from all over, downtown and right in front.
But that was a really smart play on Jennings' part. She had the open 3, but took it to the hole and challenged Iona at the rim.
This was a 2-point game just moments ago. Hawks have now expanded 34-23. Gales with an answer. Gabrielle Joseph connecting in close.
And that's the first time they've really been able to post anyone up Iona. They don't really have a post game per se, but if they can get Joseph going on the block, that'll help them an awful lot.
Watch out for the Sierra Green heat check. Thomas instead. It's all clicking for Monmouth. Green draws a crowd. Lucy Thomas able to hit.
Yeah, but that's Green just really, everyone's got to go to the hot shooter, and Thomas stepping in, shot ready, and banging down the jumper.
Where does Iona now go for offense?
You got to get Morgan the basketball. They have it in her hand, but this is easy switch here for Monmouth.
Shot clock to 6. Ray Q, a little step back. Not enough. And Green on the move. Thomas was running the court. Green didn't see her.
And right now, Monmouth can really put some separation if they have to execute here. Get Green the basketball.
Shot clock to 9. Jennings to the hoop. Lefty scoop is there. Akila Jennings with her second strong drive of the quarter.
And she's got size, and she's athletic at the rim. And they've taken Middleton off the floor and really opened some things up for Monmouth now to drive the basketball.
Jennings out of San Jose, California. The Prep Power presentation went off to, as we mentioned, Foothill and UC Santa Barbara, and now here with the Hawks. Nothing there on the pull-up. Thomas with the rebound, and Monmouth getting close to breaking things open here in the third quarter of this MAAC tournament matchup.
A little dangerous time, I think, now for the Iona Gales right here in this last 2 minutes of the quarter.
Thomas from 3. Long rebound, a race for it, and Ray Q able to track it down. Lots of end-to-end action. 6 fresh bodies waiting to check into this one, make it 7, with Middleton coming over to the scorer's table. Becerra right in to the traffic, laying it up and in. Becerra able to hit.
If Iona ever needed a bucket, they needed that bucket from Becerra.
They'll take it from anyone right now.
Exactly.
Zelaya. You mentioned her three-point numbers, but she's looking to knock down the next one. Just 1 for 16 coming in. 0 for 2 here.
Yep.
Offensive foul on the Gales, and you see this every now and again. You get down, frustration builds, and now you're trying to out-physical the other team and commit a foul.
Yeah, right here. You just have, if you're big, you just stay still. Let the guard use you. You don't have to step out with your leg or your hip.
On Joseph. Juana Camillion comes on. We've talked about her foul trouble. Green. Another.
Oh.
Another. Sierra Green again.
And we talked about her, starting to really play well at the end of the year. Well, she's a senior, and she's lighting it up today.
Strong drive on this end from Paula Weeks, who's been fairly quiet in this one. Free throws coming.
Every now and again, and Green had just such a breakout year last year. Was a little inconsistent as she went through this season, but when you get to championship play, you put all that aside, and you just get focused. And you could see after she made her first three, we looked at each other. She had a look in her eye, like, just give me the basketball.
Green now with 20. That equals her season high. She dropped 20 at Canisius back on February 22nd. Her career high, 28 points against Manhattan. That happened last season.
And this couldn't happen at a better time for the Monmouth Hawks than today.
Yeah, no time like the postseason to start setting career highs and giving your very best performance. And now it's contagious. Destiny Jackson hitting from the outside as well.
We're just seeing a much more confident offensive team on the floor from the Monmouth Hawks.
That's off the mark. Watch out. Here comes Green. 10 seconds left. Green pulling. Heat check. Well off the mark, but you understand why she let it fly with 4.9 seconds left. 44-29. Monmouth has taken charge of this one in the third.
Again, sometimes you talk about the loss at Ryder, but that gave this team great confidence that they could play against anyone. And if I'm Green, I'm shooting when I step over half court.
Now 5 seconds left. They got to go. 2 seconds left. The turn. And that is off the front rim and away. So the last shot ends with a miss. Monmouth behind a three-point barrage. Sierra Green, 7 threes. The most she's hit in a basketball game this year. And it's helped push Monmouth ahead 44-29 as we start the final quarter.
When you look at all the championships around the country this last week and this coming week, there's always a player that kind of steps up. And right now, it's, in this championship, after the first 2 games, it's Sierra Green.
Yeah, March has historically brought out some tremendous performances. A double dribble called there against Iona. Monmouth will take it back. But Iona gets it right back.
Oh.
Big three, Reikyu, right back from downtown. They needed that.
Again, you want to speed this team up.
Now Green into the front court, tipped away.
And there's, this Iona team is going to stay after it. They've done that all year long. They'll keep fighting. And the one place that Monmouth is really vulnerable is in the pressure situation. They'll turn the ball over. If you could turn it over and get quick scores, Iona can get back in this game.
Jennings controlling now for the Hawks. Green right down the lane. She draws the foul, and free throws are coming. Took the bump on the way to the bucket.
And they're running her right now. They're running her off the three-point line, but she's very capable of getting to the hole. It's great body control. Yeah, just the help side defense just a little bit late. You got to see the ball a little bit earlier if you're the help side defender, Joseph.
And to your point, as they push her off of that three-point arc, she's quick enough. She has the ability at the basket. She's going to take it right to the goal.
Yeah, she had explosive first step. Plus, she's a big, strong guard. If you hit her, she can still finish at the rim.
Out of Queens, New York, came to Monmouth via Monroe Community College and has been a big addition to this Monmouth lineup.
Well, she won a national championship at Monroe and was the player of the year in the country. So she's, she understands what winning a championship is about. But if she has a weakness, it's free throw shooting. So, again, she doesn't have many. She's only shooting 56% from the stripe.
which is always mind-boggling when
I
you
know.
see someone that can knock it down from distance, but it happens more often than not. Rosa Graham, quick hands, stepping in front, working on Becerra, up fake, off the window. Rosa Graham taking it herself.
And you don't see the jump stop from many players, and that's a terrific footwork from Graham.
Ray Q. Can't get that to go. A battle under the basket. Good fight by Deja Williams. And the foul called down low.
Yeah, every time it leaves Morgan Ray Q's hands, I think it's going in.
Yeah. Between Ray Q and Green, every time they release, you think, well, that's going down.
Yeah, if you want to learn how to shoot, watch those two. They have beautiful releases, terrific follow-throughs, and they're always balanced when they shoot the basketball.
Ray Q. There it is. Shows that balance, that rotation, and that splash. 47-35. Iona trying to make one more push. One of those runs we've talked about between these two teams.
And Monmouth has to handle the pressure, and you want to get shots off, use the clock a little bit here, and get good shots off at the rim.
Sierra Green taking a breather now for the Hawks. Akilah Jennings has been so strong driving the basketball. Shot clock to 6. Trying to go to Middleton. It's a takeaway. Becerra Perez comes up with it. They'll try and free Ray Q. Looking for space, but Monmouth paying close attention. Weeks, a long two-pointer. Foot on the line, but the Gales will take it. They're starting to put something together now on offense. They've cut it down to 10. And a blocking foul is the call as Nason was working her way up court, mowing down Camilleon. That's going to be another foul on Juana Camilleon. That'll be her 4th.
Yeah, that's her 4th here.
And we're shuffling those feet to the left.
Yeah, you got to be still, and you got to give the player a chance to turn and face in the open court. But you know, it's a 10-point game. It's not a 20-point game, so you get a stop and a score if you're Iona. No, Monmouth has to take care of the basketball. They've turned the ball over 23 times and 18 times in their 2 games against Iona.
Yeah, very quickly it's gotten interesting. Ray Q trying to take that one away from Destiny Jackson.
You know, Iona's forced like 16 turnovers, but only has 8 points off of those turnovers, I believe. So they've got to do a better job converting off of the turnover.
Green left alone. She's gone cold now, if you can say that about somebody who's knocked down 7 threes, or 6 threes rather, as missed her last 2. On the other end of the bucket, a fight, and the Hawks come away with it.
Yeah, you can't have empty trips here if you're Iona. You got to either get it, you got to make a shot or get to the free throw line.
Approaching 7 minutes to play in this one. Green puts it up, it's taken away, and then a foul. Jackson colliding.
Now Iona right now is trying to trap any ball screen action, and they're going to have good weak side. Look at trap here, and great rotation. Good hands. What a great deflection from Weeks. And so often steals come off with deflections, not stealing the ball in the trap, but off of the deflection.
Referees are going to huddle up here. That was Moy who came over to dive on that basketball after Green put it up for grabs. (48-37). 7 minutes left. Winner will take on 2-seed Marist. Williams backing down low, turning the corner. The big scoop. They'll count it and the foul.
Wow. That's a big score from Williams. Used her body well. Got to the rim. She got the length. Laid it off glass. A little banging going on here, but I like that.
This is a power move.
Oh, absolutely.
Taking Lucy Thomas to the goal. And the soft touch.
A little WNBA-like, right? A little continuation call there. Coach Chambers not complaining about that finish.
And now trying to make this a 7-point game with 6:45 to play. Back iron, but an offensive rebound for the Gales.
Okay, pet peeve of mine, Greg, you have to box out on the free throw line. They're standing next to you.
you know where they are. Williams right back. How about Deja Williams, the old 4-point trip down the court with the layup and then another. And Williams, a burst off the energy for the Philly native, firing up her team. She's made it a 6-point. That might tell the story at the very end.
Oh, absolutely. And right now it's Iona's turn, and it's been the pressure of Iona, whether it being full court or trapping in the half court, that's caused turnovers. They had 3 turnovers in 2-minute span that Iona scored 7 points on.
And now some pressure. We know Monmouth is susceptible to turning the basketball over.
Much better job there, spacing the floor out more, keeping the ball off the sideline and breaking that press.
Hawks have turned it over 18 times. Iona 16 turnovers and a foul. A bump there on the perimeter. A foul on Weeks. That's the second. Just the third team foul on the Gales. And now Monmouth trying to get back some of the momentum. Jennings off the mark. Middleton, as she's done all game long, right place, right time under the basket.
I appreciate that as a coach. Continuing to work hard. She hasn't seen the ball, and she's hurt Iona in the past games.
Thomas just rattling that one out. Sierra Green is back on as well for the Hawks.
Big box out from Weeks on Middleton.
Here's Ray Q. Looking for space. The step back. The 3. Off the side rim. And Thomas is there for the defensive board. That would have made things very interesting.
Yeah, Thomas wanted to switch back with Green, and that time Ray Q with the step back almost got her jumper off.
It'll stay right here. Tipped out by the Gales. Hawks are in the midst of a long drought. No points over the last 3 minutes, 40 seconds plus. Shot clock to 10. Jennings. It'll be Graham from the corner. Long on that try. And so the things that were clicking for Monmouth, Iona has shored those up. Akilah Jennings can't drive the way she once was, and Green hasn't been able to let fly.
They've done a much better job, Iona, off the ball, handling the dribble. Ooh.
Middleton with a block, but a foul as Deja Williams driving hard to the bucket. And a timeout is called. Under 5 to play in the 4th. Iona still working their way back. Deja Williams just 9 minutes, but 4 points. Looking to add to that here as she goes to the free throw line. This is when coaches talk about, and not taking anything away from Williams' talent, but
exactly.
We're talking about building a team and the roles you want people to fill. And it's not always about just assembling the 12 top scorers.
No, not ever. You have to fill, and then your players have to accept those roles, and that's when your team really grows. And those roles can change as you become a better player.
Williams knocking down 2. It's a 5-point game, 48-43, under 5 to play, but a foul on this end. It's on Paula Weeks.
Hey, you have to have a little bit of space. You can't just get all into a player. And defensively, you want to create some space so you can move and move your feet defensively.
Gales are dealing with some foul trouble. Camille with 4. And you've got Lesko with 3. And now Weeks with 3. Those are 3 key pieces of this Iona team. Shot clock here to 8.
Good extra pass.
Timer to 5. But Graham loses control. Williams comes up with it. She tries to start the break. Ends up with Graham. Right back to Iona. Who wants it?
Oh, wow. I don't even know if you could call a timeout if anyone had possession.
That's a surprising timeout call. Iona's going to complain about this because that ball was all over the place.
Yeah, I don't know how you call a timeout because there's no possession. And if there was, I didn't see it. Let's see if there's a great tip from Graham. And now, okay, there is no possession.
Iona gets it back, then Monmouth has it.
Monmouth has it now, and then who has the ball?
Then Iona deflection there.
I guess they're saying she's dribbling the basketball, and that's a possession? Because everybody's still hitting the ball.
Yeah.
So that to me is kind of a...
You have to think about it that if there was no whistle and play continued, would that still be a ball up for grabs?
Yeah, exactly.
And it looks like it would have been.
It would have been. Yeah, but that could be a really interesting timeout because that gets Monmouth down to 2 timeouts, right? And again, it's a big possession because obviously they've had some trouble scoring here in the last 5 minutes.
So timeout to the Hawks. They'll inbound now. Thomas in trouble here. Throws that away, and Green able to track it down just near half court.
And if you're Monmouth, just keep up the trapping and the pressing. You don't want to foul. Now
Shot clock under 10. Jennings. That was effective earlier. Got right to the basket this time. Second effort's taken away by Ray-Q. 5-point game. Under 4 to play. Fourth quarter. Camilleon dribbles it off her foot, out of bounds. It'll go back to the Hawks, so turnovers have plagued both teams.
That's 17 for Iona. 19, I believe, for Monmouth. Okay, now Juan Camilleon can really go get to the rim, and you just have to wonder, her time not being on the floor, does that throw her off, getting to the rim? But again, can't worry about it the last 3.5 minutes of the game.
Yeah, with the fouls, she just hasn't been able to get in that rhythm.
Yeah, exactly. That's a 15 foul. Going to put Monmouth at the free throw line.
After the foul there on Ray-Q, and so now the Hawks can stop this clock and try and rebuild some of their lead.
She shoots at about 63.5%.
And it wasn't long ago that Monmouth had a double-figure lead, and they were cruising in this basketball game.
I had them at just below the 7-minute mark. They were up 12. And now we have a 5-point game.
And a missed free throw. Second one goes down. We talk about Juana Camilleon. She comes in averaging 33 minutes a game, so she's not typically off the court as much as she has been today. Williams, head down, strong drive, and she draws another foul. So it's been an interesting one-on-one matchup here developing between Deja Williams and Alexa Middleton.
Well, they're taking Ray-Q away completely. Any drive on her side, it's a complete denial. If you watch, they're just denying her the ball, and that's a strong move from the sophomore. But even though you're getting fouled, you want to try to score. Even though you're going to get fouled, you still want to try to score the basketball. So eyes up, attacking the rim, and possibly getting 3 the hard way.
First one goes down. Second on the way here for Williams. Knocks down both. 8 huge points for Deja Williams. She comes in averaging just 4 a game.
Yeah. Now she's been Iona's offense these last 4.5 minutes.
Monmouth has missed their last 5 field goal attempts. They haven't connected on a field goal in more than 5 minutes.
Really guarding Green.
Jennings bumped as she looked to turn the corner with 4 on the shot clock. And that's where shot clock awareness becomes crucial,
absolutely.
Because at that point, it's a difficult road no matter where she goes.
Yeah, you get under 10 seconds in a shot clock, and every day in practice, all you're talking about are no fouls under 10 seconds at all, and especially when you're in the bonus. That's 4 fouls on Weeks, I believe, right?
You're correct. So now 4 fouls on Weeks, 4 on Camilleon, 3 on Lesko. And Jennings knocks down both. So now 9 points for Akila Jennings. Sierra Green still leading the way with 22. Ray-Q with 17 to lead all Iona scores. Trying to make it 20. Could not connect from downtown. But a foul on Thomas on the offensive rebound as Weeks getting inside.
And what we've noticed is both teams have done a much better job of taking away the best scorers on each team. So someone has to step up. And look at Weeks, shoulder to shoulder, That's what you teach all the time, to be an offensive rebounder. Then it's a 50-50 ball.
Middleton returns. She's carrying 3 fouls. Lucy Thomas will check out. We're talking about foul trouble. Taylor Nason has 4 fouls for the Monmouth Hawks as well.
And Weeks just shooting like 46% at the free throw line.
And back iron on the first. All MAAC rookie team selection out of Toronto, Canada.
She's had a terrific season, and I think sky's the limit for this young lady. A lot of talent.
Goes 1 of 2. 51-46. Green tries to go to Middleton. It's off the foot of Deja Williams, inadvertent, and it comes back to the Gales.
Terrific transition defense.
3-pointer off the side rim. Moy trying to bring the Gales back to within 2.
You know, last year in the championship, she averaged 19 points, Moy. So, you know, she has it in her to have big moments in games.
Has had 3 20-point-plus performances this year, so is capable of going off. Hawks now trying to close this one out. Under 2:30 to play in the fourth. In front, 51-46. They've just been unable to score outside of trips to the free throw line. Middleton powering up, counted and one. Alexa Middleton, a huge potential three-point play.
Terrific ball movement, making the extra pass, and finally Middleton on the blocks in the post-up. Great position, and there's nothing Weeks can do. Bigger, stronger. What a great post feed. But I love the ball movement, unselfish play by the Hawks.
First Monmouth field goal in more than 6 minutes. And it comes from the senior Alexa Middleton, who we talked about all game long, has been doing the dirty work. The rebounding, the screens, the picks, that sort of stuff comes up with a huge hoop here late.
And that's why you have to keep yourself engaged in the game. Do other things to help your team win, because you never know when it might be your time to score.
Middleton just with 4 points, looking to make it 5. Just draws front rim. And the Gales control, 53-46. Iona in need of offense here. Great look to Williams down low. Gets it back and a foul. Middleton, and just throws her head back.
Tell you what, the Williams knows how to draw fouls. She uses her body really well, plus she protects the ball away from the defense. And she's drawing these fouls. She's drawing contact.
And so now that's the 4th foul in Middleton, so she will head out. Lucy Thomas returns. Deja Williams working her way through the bigs on this Monmouth team.
Pretty stroke for a big hit from the free throw line. Nice and soft touch. You know, and that'll serve her well as she can through this game and through the rest of her career. She's going to get hit a lot around the rim.
Goes about 77% from the line. And able to hit on both. These are big makes for Iona. Still a 5-point game, but a backcourt foul. Becerra Perez giving the foul, and we'll head down the other end.
Yeah, that time Jennings just used that little push dribble through that trap. If you're Iona, you still want people to earn their scores, you know, and Monmouth has had trouble scoring field goals. They've gotten to the free throw line.
Gales are trying to toe that line between the pressure that has forced Monmouth to turn the basketball over and then those touch fouls.
You got to be careful here because, you know, right now Middleton's, Jennings about 63% from the free throw line. You still have to box out even though Monmouth has no other players on the free throw line. Big free throws.
Knocks down the first. Good on both. 55-48.
Playing zone here. A little different look.
Rayq, finally some breathing room. Can't get it to go, and Middleton clears out a monster rebound.
Oh, that is great rebound under pressure.
Green now. takes it to the bucket, dealing off to Jennings. The layup is there. Gales wanted a foul call to no avail, and Monmouth closing in on that next round. Here's Williams. The bank shot is good to go. 57-50 with 1:20 to play in the fourth.
And Williams has really come to play these last 8 minutes. But that was a pretty transition basket from, Green. Great dish off and finish.
And a foul in Iona. More free throws coming for the Hawks. Looking to close this out at the line. 57-50 with 1:15 to play. Winner will take on the Marist Red Foxes, the 2 seed in this MAAC tournament.
Deja Williams is playing as well as I've seen her play, all year, and it's obviously Iona has needed it because they've taken Raiku and Lesko out of the game. Monmouth.
That's a credit to the Hawks, as Raiku was a big piece of Iona staying in this game early on, and now when she's gotten a look, it has been heavily contested, but they've really been denying her the basketball.
Done a terrific job just not letting her get or seeing good shots.
Green, a couple of big free throws made. 59-50 Monmouth with 1:15 to play here in the fourth. Last 2 years, Monmouth had the same story at the tournament. They beat Canisius, then lose to Quinnipiac in the second round. A change of pace here in 2020. Camille probing that defense, trying to fade off the backboard. A race for it. It'll stay with the Gales. Raiku thought about a long-range triple. Instead, this three will fall for Cheyenne Moy. It's a 6-point game and a foul and more free throws to come.
And, again, you wouldn't want to usually say you want to foul your best shooter, but Green does not shoot free throws well, only at 50%. So, right now, if you're Iona, you're trying to stretch the game in a 2-possession game with 50 seconds. But right there, I think I'm going to go for the trap and steal before just fouling.
Yeah, they've been very quick to just give the foul and not take their chances when they've been effective at forcing turnovers.
Exactly. I think you got to try to get trap and then steal, and if you don't get anything off maybe the pass or a tip, then you can go foul. But give Monmouth a chance to turn over the basketball because they just might do that.
Well, especially when you've committed some fouls, being aggressive in your pressure, just let that loose and go hard for the steal. Green knocks down both, and it's a 61-53 advantage now for Monmouth, and a timeout is called. And early Lesko with the ball fakes. Those were big. Quick inbound here.
Well
off the
defended.
Timeout. This is a set play from three. Works to perfection. They whip it around the perimeter. It ends up with Camille. She knocks it down. And then a foul as Jennings was advancing past half court. 61-56 now the score with 44.7 remaining.
Terrific offensive execution by Iona and a knockdown from Camille.
Well, they say watch the inbounder, but typically that's not after the ball does a full turn around the court.
Exactly. That was well executed because they were trying to get Raiku for a quick.
They're going to take a look at this last foul. Officials just checking in with us to see if they're going to upgrade that foul at all, as there was contact with Akilah Jennings at midcourt.
I thought it was more of a common foul and just going after the ball. I don't think they were grabbing around the body. But, that last play was for Morgan Raiku, and then she made that nice extra pass because Monmouth played it really well.
Ended up with Camille wide open, stepping in for the three.
In the rest of the game, Monmouth is going to be at the free throw line the rest of this game. So, just take a deep breath and go through your routine and knock down free throws.
This is a Monmouth team. We talked about that stat earlier in the broadcast. In their last 5 losses, 4 have been 1 point. So they know all too well about trying to close out games and coming up just short. And the head coach, Jody Craig, talked during the week about those being learning experiences.
Yes.
And so now they're in a situation where, again, they can close out a basketball game. And if they're able to do it, what a confidence builder it can be.
No question, because right now you're worried a little bit about the psyche of your team because you haven't been able to do it time and time again. But, you have to think, the odds are on your side. But you know what? They've played this last few minutes, they've done a nice job taking care of the basketball when they're getting fouled and then going to the free throw line and knocking down their last 4 free throws.
And a strong offensive performance by Monmouth, about 10 points better than what they usually do on average. Keep in mind, the first meeting between these two, there was barely 60 points combined.
Yeah,
it was 36-33, a win for Iona. So you knew it could be a low-scoring affair. Monmouth really getting it going on a 12-0 run, as that was able to key their advantage early, and they were able to hang on to it. And this is who they'll have to deal with if they can hang on. The number 2 seed, the Marist Red Foxes, waiting and watching.
And they've got, obviously a senior-led team. Elena Gilmore, Rebecca Hand. I love Rebecca. I think Rebecca Hand's the best off-the-ball guard in the league.
So just getting word from the official, no play on the basketball. So this will be upgraded. Intentional foul. We're looking at free throws from Monmouth and the basketball. That is a massive play, as Iona was trying to come back in this game, and this could prove to be the final knockout blow.
Well, you get 2 free throws, you get the ball, so then you can score, and then they have to get fouled again, and then can score again. So a huge turnaround here in the last 45 seconds here.
And this has been, over the last couple of years, especially with the advent of most of the games now being broadcast and having expanded video capabilities, but the review and player safety has gone up tremendous over the last 3 or 4 years, where now they're taking a really close look at what was the intention. It can't be as simple as just a player saying, I was going for the ball.
Oh, exactly, and I agree with what they've done in terms of the intent of the play. And you talk about safety for players, and then also in these last moments getting it right.
Yeah. Now, all that said, Jennings goes and misses both free throws. It will still be Monmouth basketball. So the door remains ajar here for Iona with 44.7 seconds left. And the Gales give the foul as Graham moves across half court.
And you got to go after the basketball. And go after the ball hard to go get steals, because if you're going after the ball, you're going to foul anyway, but maybe official doesn't make that call.
Not the worst person to foul if you're Iona. Rosa Graham from the line this season, just 43%. Calmly knocks down the first.
And both teams still have 2 timeouts, so Iona's going to look to get a quick score and then set their defense up quickly.
And they're racing it up court here. Williams right to the hoop. Counted and one. Another bruising drive for Deja Williams. She'll go to the line to work on a 3-point play.
What a night or morning, I should say, for Williams. And just using her power and strength. And you got to love it. She's putting her head down and going to the hole. And I love the finish. Look, her eyes go up look at her eyes up at the rim. And you try to teach so many young players to go get your eyes up when you're around the rim making layups. You're going to make a lot more than when you do that.
Taylor Nason had been out for a while, returns, and that's her 5th foul. So Nason fouls out. And Williams now back to the line.
I'd see if Monmouth, if this free throw is made, advances the ball.
Gets the roll. Now 15 points for Deja Williams, and Monmouth will call for time.
Yeah, I think that's a good job by Coach Craig, because you don't want the pressure that Iona's putting on them in the backcourt. If it's a steal, it's an easy score. At least you got to go at least 65, 70 feet to score if you steal in the half court. Now.
33.5 seconds left out of the timeout. They go into Graham, back to Jennings, and now Williams will give the foul and send Akilah Jennings to the line.
Iona had to do a better job on the trap to rotate to the inbounder. Anytime there's a trap, you got to come play the nearest player, and Williams was late on the rotation.
Jennings will go to the line.
And Iona's running some offense-defense here with players that have been in foul trouble.
We saw Monmouth do it too. Green and Thomas just quickly subbed out. Jennings is 5 for 8 from the line so far in this one. Pivotal free throws ahead.
No.
Gets every piece of the rim and down.
Hey, they don't care how it goes in as long as it goes in.
And cans them both. And a timeout called by Iona. 30.2 seconds remaining. 65-59. So we've come to the intense strategy part of the basketball game. Timeouts, figuring out who do you want out there, offense, defense, personnel. And
she's been really effective.
Gales now inbounding out of the timeout. Here's Ray Q. Looking to get her free. Firing for three. That barely draws rim. And last touch, Iona. It'll be Monmouth basketball.
It was good defense. Foul. Good defense by Monmouth on Morgan Rayq. They pushed her way deep and put a lot of pressure on her shooting that three. And I thought right there, I thought they could have thrown a direct pass into Williams. No one would have expected it. And she's been so effective driving around Middleton and drawing fouls.
And Nason in, and we thought she had fouled out earlier, but actually only 4 fouls. So awarding the foul differently there previously, and she stays on and is able to now go to the line. She doesn't go often, just 2 for 13 on the year. And off on the first. One more for Taylor Nason. Able to hit, and now a 7-point deficit for the Gales, who call for timeout with 23.1 seconds remaining.
Again, do you go right now? You might look, they've been playing Rayq really tough, so they're getting Bearfield back in the game. She's a terrific 3-point shooter. You can drive and kick there. You can run some flare action for threes, and Iona has done all those things during the
shot clock off, 23.1 seconds remaining. Into Rayq, turn and face, and could barely get that one up towards the rim. And that is, again, a testament to the stellar defense down the stretch by Monmouth, where, yes, the top shooter gets the basketball, but no, she has no room to operate.
Just terrific job defensively. And, again, I think looking at it, she didn't foul in that situation on the 3-point jump shot. Some kids would have, ladies would have jumped in and maybe put a hand in. Just enough so that you contest the shot without fouling the jump shot.
That foul goes on Camille Ione, so she has fouled out. Did a nice job to stay in the game this long, given how many fouls she was carrying.
Yeah, but it really changed the pace and the structure of offensively how Iona had to play with her in such foul trouble all through the entire game. And Coach Billy Chambers stealing a timeout here by having her team, huddle to be able to run a little something here off of these free throws.
Middleton at the line. And Long on the first. Hawks now 69% from the free throw line, 18 of 26. Middleton good on the second. Iona out of timeouts after that last timeout called. And now Iona also running out of time. And that'll be a carry.
Just a terrific job by Monmouth. They went through that stretch where they didn't score for almost 5 minutes. And they still, they came back and started to play good defense. And obviously at the free throw line, knocked down some big free throws today.
No field goals for over 6 minutes. But they were able to withstand all of that. They'll go back to the free throw line to in all likelihood close this one out with 13.7 seconds remaining. Free throws once more. As Rosa Graham goes back to the line. All smiles as Graham, the senior from Rochester, New York, is able to hit. Good on both, and the Hawks now back in front by 10, just seconds away from advancing.
And you got to feel good if you're the Monmouth Hawks. You've lost a lot of close games this year, and coming through in the championship setting is really a testament to the character of the team. Just really sticking with it, and just a great job defensively, especially on Ray Q in this fourth quarter to get this W today.
Ray Q there long on the triple. So Monmouth will advance to take on Marist right back here tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. Eastern.
And they're going to have to be at the top of their game defensively. Marist, one of the best offensive teams, not just in this conference, but in the country. Their execution is outstanding. And they play such a tremendous team concept of basketball. They move the ball so well. So it's going to be a challenge for these Monmouth Hawks.
And they will move on. They will meet that challenge. Monmouth advancing here in the first round, defeating Iona 69-60. The Hawks improve.